All right, we're going to go ahead and get started today. Hi everyone, and welcome to the next installment of Impilo's webinar series, Streamlining RPM Integration, a technical deep dive into Impilo's API. This webinar is being recorded and will be sent to everyone who registered and attended the webinar. We're so happy to have everyone here with us today. I want to start off by introducing ourselves. My name is Chelsea, and I'm a part of the marketing department here at Impilo. And these are my colleagues, Tyler, Reggie, and Dave. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name's Tyler Smith. I'm one of the software engineers here at Impilo.
Hey everyone, I'm Reggie Pierce. I'm also a software engineer here at Impilo, and Tyler and I work with customers to get them onboarded and integrated with our API, and we're excited to tell you a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm Dave Sancharico on our business development team here at Impilo, and have the opportunity to learn from Reggie, Tyler, and the rest of our engineering team to bring their ideas and our API and product to our customers to help them make improvements to their business.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. We're so excited to have you all here today to discuss today's topic. And we're going to dive in right now. So, this is the agenda for today. So, we're going to dive in, talk about who is Impilo. We're also going to talk about what is an API and common use cases, as well as 3 advantages of using Impilo's API. We're going to talk about a customer success story. And then at the end, we will be doing a Q&A. So, if at any point in time during the presentation you have any questions, feel free to pop them into the chat and we will answer them at the end. And I wanted to start off by just giving a brief introduction of Impilo for those of you who are not familiar with us and maybe joining us for the first time. So Impilo strives to make clinicians our first priority so you can make patient care your number one priority. We enable health organizations to bring healthcare into the home with connected device operations. Our plug and play platform can enable the use of RPM devices, supplies, and sensors. And more recently, we've included diagnostics into that list. We also provide tech-enabled support services, logistics, and an API infrastructure to enhance virtual offerings. All right, I'm going to pass it over to Reggie to dive into what an API is.
Thanks, Chelsea. Yeah, so an API is an application programming interface, and you can think of it as a way for computers to talk to each other behind the scenes, and to do so in a secure and efficient manner. This allows different systems to communicate and eliminate error-prone manual data entry or sending files back and forth. Our API is real time, so we can send and receive data instantly from devices, from EHRs, from what external services you may already have in place. And because this is all automated, it's scalable. So there's no need to add any headcount when you want to start leveraging Impilo's services with existing services offered by your platforms, your EHRs, and RPM programs.
Awesome. Thanks, Reggie. And I'm going to pass it over to Tyler to talk about common use cases.
Yeah, for sure. So at Impilo, we offer 3 core services, which you see on the slide here. We've got our supply chain solution, which utilizes our industry-leading 4PL capabilities for procurement and logistics. We've got our support service, which is powered by our network of agents ready to assist your patients, and then our data offering, which connects the patients to the providers through the Impilo platform and enables seamless device integrations. So let's take kind of a closer look at each of these, starting with supply chain in the upper left. What Impilo does is we simplify device procurement by allowing you to place orders with one single vendor rather than dealing with multiple manufacturers and vendors that you have to place orders with. We'll track your inventory and we'll provide detailed insights through our reporting tools in our portal where you can have a total kind of overall view of all the different statuses of all your devices. For a more hands-off approach, a dedicated accounts team can act as a concierge for your business, which ensures smooth operations and helps with procurements to keep shipments flowing to your patients. And for any more information on device offerings, please feel free to reach out to sales@impilo.health, and you can book a call to learn more about what we offer. Now let's switch gears into the support side of things. Our network of customer service representatives allow your patients to have the best-in-class support if they need any help troubleshooting device setup or any other questions regarding your program. And we'll even support outreach to your patients to help them meet their 16 readings per month targets and help your care team reach their billing goals. And on top of all that, we work with your patients to ensure that the orders do get delivered in a timely manner, and we can help initiate any returns or replacements that may need to get generated. Yeah, and then the last point is the data. So by integrating with Impilo, you're simplifying your expansion of your network of connected devices through a single standardized integration that covers all devices on our platform. Whether you're looking for blood pressure monitors or glucometers, all of these devices are going to follow that standardized Impilo format, which is going to ease the burden on your tech team by integrating with one platform rather than many across different manufacturers. And as we're continuously looking to improve our platform, you'll gain access to a constantly evolving catalog of new device integrations, and you'll be collecting even more patient health data. Plus, we stay on top of cybersecurity practices and any new manufacturer features, so your tech team can really focus on delivering the best care possible for your patients. Back to you, Chelsea.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Tyler. Now I'm going to pass it to Reggie to dive into the advantages of using Impilo's API.
Thanks, Chelsea. So first and foremost, by leveraging our API, will save your company time and money. It eliminates the need for you to create an in-house development team to integrate with manufacturers. You only need to integrate with the Impilo API once. As Tyler touched on earlier, it eliminates the need to stay on top of any changes made by these manufacturers because we do that for you. We can also streamline your workflows by having a ready-made solution that works with all these manufacturers and works for other customers where everything has a proven use case, it has a proven workflows, and you can leverage our industry experience. We also help you accelerate your revenue targets, so we can accelerate your go-to-market timelines with something that's turnkey rather than going out and gathering all of the information to integrate with different manufacturers, integrate with different EHRs. Many of our customers will go live in 2 to 4 weeks, and we'll start pushing and pulling data into existing systems within that time frame. And we can manage all of this from the inventory side of things to the reading side of things effortlessly. So it's really something that allows you to get started very quickly and start billing for the different services. It also allows you to focus on your core business and reduces delays with any type of technical setup or maintenance. Finally, Tyler touched on this a little bit, but we are device agnostic. So when you integrate with our API, the payloads from the data services are going to be in a common data format. You don't have to go out and transform data from TransTech, from telehealth, from different manufacturers. All of it's going to be in one format, and you can add a wide array of devices to your platform just by integrating once with Impilo. And Tyler again mentioned this, but as our catalog grows, so does yours. So any device that we add to our system is going to be available using the same existing data format. So you can expand your catalog without having to do any type of additional integration or additional support when trying to grow that catalog.
Awesome. Thanks, Reggie. Actually, just one question. How does Impilo ensure compliance with HIPAA and secure handling of healthcare data?
Sure. So first, all of our employees are HIPAA certified, and all of the patient data is siloed to individual customers and then potentially partitioned even more so that you can control access to patient data. Some of our customers limit certain patients to a certain subset of patients to only particular users on their end, and that can all be set up and permissioned as our customer sees fit. So we can make sure all of the patient data is secure and can only be accessed by employees who need to see that data.
Awesome. Thank you for answering that. Now we're going to move forward. I'm going to pass it back to Tyler to talk about key items for implementation.
Yeah, so the main 3 things that we really want to focus on when we're doing these initial talks with your onboarding specialist and the account manager are first and foremost, what devices are you looking to support? Are there specific manufacturers or device types, be it blood pressure monitors or glucometers that you're looking to integrate with? Or is there anything you're currently using today that you'd like to keep or maybe change? We can help make these decisions and help kind of expedite that onboarding process to get you up and running with those devices. Next, we're going to want to kind of hone in on what do you want to do with your patient's readings? Do you want to ingest them in your own application with our reading webhooks you can subscribe to, or do you want to let your providers leverage the existing Impilo platform and see the readings on the patient's detail pages kind of out of the box? Totally up to you. We'll work with you on what you guys think is best for getting up and running. And then finally, the last thing we want to really focus on are what are some other workflows we're trying to automate when we're doing this integration. Do orders such as order shipped or delivered events mean something to your business, or do support tickets trigger certain workflows? These are the kind of things that we can help you subscribe to from our API and get these triggers kind of flowing and starting workflows on your end, or any other event types that may occur in the platform that you need to subscribe to.
Awesome. Tyler, do you mind touching on how does the timeline for implementing Impilo compare to other solutions?
Yeah, for sure. Especially with having these three key items, to get yourself implemented. This is typically a 2 to 4 week process, as Reggie has touched on. But what really makes Impilo special is that there's only one implementation or integration that you have to go through to do this, and we'll continue to grow our catalog, and therefore your catalog will continue to grow from there. So it's kind of like a one and done thing, which is great.
Awesome. Thanks, Tyler. All right, and moving on, we're going to touch on our customer success story. So we wanted to share the challenges addressed and the wins that Sunrise experienced when they integrated our API to drive efficiency and improve care. For a bit of a background, since 2015, Sunrise has made it easy for people to understand their sleep. They are innovators of a small chin sensor that focuses on the mandibular jaw movements for precise sleep analysis. In 2024, Sunrise acquired Dream Health, who is known for their sleep health telemedicine platform, and combining Sunrise's technologies with Dream Health's telemedicine platform, it offers accessible tools for diagnosis and treatment to everyone, no matter where they are. And before implementing with our API, here are some of the challenges that they experienced. So their inventory management lacked automation, which made forecasting and purchasing inefficient. They also experienced errors when retrieving device serial numbers. They also had collecting documents for billing, like proof of delivery, was a very tedious task for them. And too much time was being spent manually creating patient profiles and placing orders. And now I'm going to pass it over to Reggie to talk about some of the workflow improvements and general overall improvements with some key metrics.
Yeah, so when we reached out to Sunrise, the big takeaway here was automation. A lot of their current processes were very manual. They had nurse practitioners switching between systems in the middle of telehealth calls, and it was very difficult to make sure not only that orders were placed correctly, but they were placed quickly. So by integrating with our API, they were able to keep everything in one platform and cut down on any errors, as well as cut down on the amount of time it took to get orders out the door. As Chelsea mentioned, one of the big wins for Sunrise was the ability to then efficiently bill based on proof of delivery and other stats in our inventory management API. So by being able to pull reports on exactly when different orders were delivered, they were able to keep everything in one place and keep all of the billing very efficient and straightforward and cut down on the manual process. When we asked this customer about some of the key metrics and improvements, they said that they're saving around 5 minutes per diagnostic sensor order and around 10 minutes per treatment device order. So, when you multiply that times thousands of orders, it's a lot of time saved by integrating with our API.
Amazing. Thanks, Reggie. And now we are going to move into our Q&A session. I'm going to check if there are any questions here real quick. That any trickled in. So it looks like the first one, how does inventory work and how does it link to patients? Does someone mind picking up on that? Awesome.
I'll take that one. So that's kind of like our bread and butter at Impilo is the inventory tracking. So we've got a couple of different types of inventory that we track. We've got the concept of tracked inventory, which are things that have like unique identifiers, and then the concept of non-tracked inventory, things like, tongue depressors or that don't have unique identifiers on them. And so Impilo will track the physical quantities of all of these as well as their statuses for tracked inventory in all locations, not only within Impilo, but at customer sites as well. And this is great because when orders get placed and they're delivered to patients, we're keeping a running change log of the different events that occurred and where that inventory flows to. So we know how many blood pressure monitors are with a given patient at a time, and on a return, how many are coming back. And to kind of expedite this process a little bit, if you needed to, we also support inventory at customer sites. So if something like a I don't know, a provider wanted to hand out a blood pressure monitor to a patient and just kind of hand it off to them and let them get up and running with the program real quick, they are able to do that through the use of our platform.
Awesome. And someone asked, where can I access your API docs?
Yeah, so I can take that. The docs are available if you actually go to our homepage. You can click the documentation link or docs.impiloplatform.com, and we can include that in the follow-up email as well.
Amazing. Thanks, Reggie. There are a few more. One is, I know that SDK is something accessible via API. Do you all provide SDKs?
So for our API, we use a open API specification, which if any of you all are familiar with this, you can basically download a pre-made models that connect directly into our API. So it can cut down on a lot of time you spent generating code that interacts with the API, and it's available. You can generate these models in whatever programming language your team uses.
Amazing. One more, or actually two more. Do you have a list of devices that you integrate that you're able to share with the participants? And we do. So we will include that in follow-up as well. And then, it looks like there's two more. What advantages does device agnostic provide for managing patient readings from multiple manufacturers?
Mm-hmm. I can take that. So if you go on to docs.impiloplatform.com, excuse me, you will see the simplified API setup we have, and it's all laid out in a way that is straightforward and device agnostic, meaning that the data sent to and from Impilo does not change depending on the type of device. And if you're doing this on your own, it can be very cumbersome to get the documentation for any device you'd like to support, let alone sometimes this documentation may have errors or it may be slightly incorrect or confusing. And by using our cleanly laid out API, there's no need to do that on a per manufacturer basis. So by integrating with us one time, you're going to have access to all of the different manufacturers rather than going out and doing that yourself.
Awesome. Thank you, Reggie. And the last question is, are there any specific EHR platforms that we have demonstrated success with the integration?
Yeah, I can take that one for sure. The first one that comes to mind is Athena. Our integration with Athena is very turnkey. We're able to sync patients out of the EHR and post vitals, right back into the patient's charts within Athena. And this is really great because it keeps your providers in the environment that they're used to working in. They're trained on different kinds of EHRs, and keeping them in one single spot rather than context switching between sites is just going to help them be more productive and provide even better care for the patients.
Awesome. Thank you, Tyler. And as you were talking, one more popped into the Q&A. Does the API integrate data directly into flow sheets of the EHR, or does it integrate otherwise? And it's a two-parter. And which EHRs do you support?
Yeah, for sure. I can take that one as well. So I'm honestly a little unfamiliar with the concept of the flow sheet, so I will have to get back and we can follow that up in the email after this. But to my earlier point, like posting directly into the patient's charts, if that's what's intended by this, yes, we do support that. And then other EHRs that we support are Healthy, and then HL7 V2 messaging as well, back and forth, that kind of format for data transfer.
Awesome. Thank you so much for answering all the questions, guys. And of course, if there are any questions, afterwards, tomorrow, the next day, feel free to reach out to us and we will be happy to answer them for you. And that concludes our webinar for today on streamlining RPM with Impilo's API. We're going to have a bunch of new webinars in the new year, so keep your eyes peeled for them. And like I said, if you have any questions that pop up after today's webinar, feel free to reach out to us. You can reach out to sales@impilo.health. And once this webinar ends, there is going to be a little survey, and we appreciate your participation in that. And thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you again soon. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.